I
Welcome
Porter
back,
rage quit.
everybody. We're
I
doing
rage quit
popcorn.
basically.
Porter did rage quit. Hashtag 2021. Started the year off on a real bad foot. You guys were all there. It was weird. He lost control. Welcome back to Popcorn Readings tonight on Talkies. If you're just joining the stream or you just tuned in, we were on a different channel originally. We just tuned on over. We're just talking a little bit about the Cars franchise. I'm here with, of course, Tom Bauer, my friend Mitchie P, Michael Porter.
Life
Now-
is a highway. Life is a highway. Go ahead.
I'm gonna write it all night long. Do you
Yeah.
guys find it weird how many versions of that song there are that play at the grocery store?
Keep them coming. I say, keep them coming and don't stop.
There's so many versions. I can never jam out to it. First of all, because I don't want to, and secondly, because I can't keep up with the melody.
Have you heard the Lin-Manuel Miranda one? You do it pretty well, right? You've heard it before, right? The Lin-Manuel Miranda one.
Okay, I would have to look up the lyrics first because to me it's just a jumble of Rascal Flatts
Oh,
noises.
Life is a highway.
Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Wait, okay. Life's like a road that you travel on when there's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. Where the brave are free and the lovers soar. Come ride with me to the distant shore.
Yes.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, if you're watching our stream somehow, can I have tickets to Hamilton?
No.
We're sorry. No, you can have a free month of HBO Max to watch his Dark Materials, though.
I'm also
I saw him in the trailer for that and I went, huh. There he is. He was also in the DuckTales reboot.
That's right. He also sings the theme to the new Magic School Bus.
Yeah, he's like, cruising up down Main Street. Take it away, Miss Frizz. What a dork. So we're just talking about cars and how much we love this franchise. A franchise only I've supported by seeing 2 and 3. I tried to force Tommy to watch 2, didn't take. I instead tortured him with Cool World, didn't take. We're not friends anymore.
Still recovering from that.
It's true.
No, that only happened after we watched Tron Legacy together. But
that is true.
No, that's a real story. We watched Tron Legacy, and then Tommy forced me to watch Pixels.
Yeah.
Which was, I gotta say, best Kevin James performance I've seen in a long time, other than the Zookeeper. But ultimately not for me. I was like, wow, this Dan Fogler. Wait, no, is it Josh Gad who's in it? It is Josh Gad, isn't it? Mm-hmm. This Josh Gad's gonna go places like 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Was he on that, or was that Reynolds or Rannells?
Sorry.
Andrew Rannells. Was he on that, or was it Josh Gad? I'm trying to remember.
It was Josh Gad.
Oh, okay, cool, got it. I met Josh Gad once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he was Olaf. I knew him as the guy from
Book of Mormon,
and that Daily Show correspondent.
Right.
Yeah, I met him when I was in New York. He seemed nice. That's all I've got. Nikki M. James was nicer.
I am just so horny for some cars fucking right now, though. So you are teasing me.
Do you want me to get started? I was trying to ease our crowd into it a little bit.
Wait, I'm in the first row here. I may get wet. Let me.
This is the splash zone right here, actually. Yeah.
That's right. This is the splash zone. You'll be hit with hot oil, which cars love, but humans die from. So just like a heads up. So let's go ahead and get comfortable, settle on in, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. We're just chilling here, good vibes tonight. We're gonna read a little Cars fan fiction that I like to call "Seductress" by Just Spurky. Tommy and Michael, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You know how I feel. I'm half wood right now, just from the title.
Oh,
Mm,
shit.
I'm half carbon fiber. Let's get this started. Okay, so this one requires a little bit of setup, so everybody stay
Okay.
with me here. All right, let's get in the mood. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first non-humanized Mater and Holly one-shot lemon. Granted, this was very hard to write, but I am known for achieving the impossible. But really, it got awkward at times. So if you don't know, Holly is Mater's girlfriend from Cars 2, who's not in Cars 3, because Mater's barely in it, and one of the times he's in it, it's a Skype call, because they realized that Cars 2 did not do well. But he gets a girlfriend in Cars 2, her name's Holly Shiftwell,
Oh boy.
and apparently she does, I guess Auto Pussy was taken. But so he gets his girlfriend. She's British. I'm sorry. I do forget who voices her at the time. But just keep that in mind for the canon here. This is post Cars 2. Okay. I will be sharing with you my theory on how cars have sex that is loosely based around the Transformers theory. If you want, you may skip over it and just cut to the beginning of the story. Now, gentlemen, that's something we're absolutely not going to do.
I was about to say, please don't.
Yeah.
Content without context is nothing. So let's see. The Transformers theory suggests that the cap in between the legs, parentheses, I don't remember the actual name of it, but if you have seen Transformers 1, it's the thing that Bumblebee uncapped and peed on one of the Sector 7 guys. End parentheses. Now, if you're a real gearhead, you know that that's Stanley Tucci's character, and that Optimus Prime then turns to Bumblebee and says, Bumblebee, stop what does he say? Stop lubricating the man. Just something to keep in mind.
Just said, I really appreciate that the author did their research. As do I.
Yeah, they did. The sources are cited. This is an academic paper. The Transformers theory suggests that there are two tubes inside, one for lubricants and the other for reproduction. When mating with a female, the male Cybertronian would uncap the second tube, revealing a long, thin wire similar to a car antenna. That would serve as what humans call a penis. The female would uncap.
I did see how long I could hold a straight face afterwards. I've been working on it.
Same.
It's about 3 seconds.
The female would uncap her own cap, and the male would insert it. Now, since we're dealing with the Cars universe, I have slightly altered it so as to fit better with the mechanics and workings of a car's body. My theory states that, like a transformer, excuse me, I got a burp.
This is already my favorite one.
I'm sorry, I'm burping because I'm just eating this up.
This author is an F. Scott Fitzgerald of his generation.
I took the car penis theory that was less traveled.
Continue, please.
Two roads diverged in a yellow hood. Let's see. My theory states that, like a transformer, a male car has a cap. This part of my theory is from when Lightning rushes into docks and sees Sheriff on the lift, which could mean that he saw the cap.
Shit.
And when Ramon was showing Minnie and Van his Von Dutch tattoo. As for the female part of the reproductive act, My theory for them is nothing I can base off from what I've seen in Cars 1 and 2. So, guys, we leave the realm of science fact and enter the realm of speculation at this point. Since all that is referenced to sex is from the males. Typical. Like when Holly went to retrieve the device off of Mater. I don't remember that. Because what device? There is no reference to the female aspect of it all. It is left mostly up to the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I highly doubt that the exhaust pipe would be how it would work. Frankly, I believe that is how the baby's delivered. since it would be easier for the midwife to help and the female give birth. My theory, we're finally getting down to brass tacks. My theory is that, like Transformers, that there is a cap. Only the cap does not contribute to the other bodily functions, like the male genital. Instead, there is a cap that is entirely different and would serve as a vagina of sorts. When the male ejaculates into the hole, it's getting too bad. It flows down to the inner workings of the body. It goes to the car version of a uterus. If you want to read my theory on the pregnancy process of cars, then go to my DeviantArt page and read it in my journal entries.
I think I really need a diagram.
All right, well, boys, we haven't started the story yet, but we're ready.
Wait, I gotta adjust my cap.
More than 2 cap adjustments and it's playing with yourself. You should get off the pump. Okay, now that I have established my theory, we can get this show on the road. All right, everybody. Here it comes. How you guys feeling so far?
I love it. I love the detail. I love how much realism is already present in the story, and all of that setup is just such a great setup for I don't care what happens after this. I'm already so interested. I love it.
See, that's what's great. Tommy is like Star Wars. This is a lived-in universe.
Oh yeah.
That already has its rules established.
Very musty, very lived in.
This is what Cyberpunk's about.
To echo what Ghost Hostess typed in the chat, the story hasn't even started yet.
All right, well, I'm sorry. I won't keep
No,
you waiting.
I was just like, it's already amazing. I can't wait.
It's true, just the description. Okay. Mater and Holly were enjoying a nice, quiet day at Mater's home. After his little shack collapsed, Mater moved back into the house that he grew up in. It was a beautiful 3-story townhouse. When Holly asked Mater why he moved out, he got all quiet, and so Holly had switched topics. They were currently parked in the living room, watching lightning race. The living room was spacious. It was painted a smooth blue color and had white flowers decorated around it. There were double French doors to the right that led out to a small garden. Mater had told Holly that in the spring that the whole side of the house would be covered in flowers. Holly's attention was drawn to the small swing that was in the shade of a large oak tree. Now, I should say there's an author's note here in parentheses about the swing. It says, "Just go with it, please." She wondered.
That was Nike's slogan.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
That like Milk's famous slogan, "Please just drink it." She wondered if that had been Mater's favorite place to be. "Come on, McQueen!" Mater shouted next to Holly, drifting her out of her daze. McQueen was currently rounding turn 4, his competitors 2 turns behind. He's doing good.
Ka-chow.
"Wowee!" Mater shouted as his best friend crossed the finish line first. Holly smiled at her boyfriend. She nuzzled into his side, and Mater smiled down at the Jaguar. Holly loved Mater. Everyone knew that. but she was often asked why such a car as herself would be with a car such as him. But Holly didn't care what other cars thought. She loved Mater, and Mater loved her.
Yeah.
She often found herself wondering if Mater had ever been with someone else besides her. Fuck, the ghost hostess got me. What a funny thing to write. Let's see. When she would ask the townsfolk about her question, from that, Holly strived to try to be the perfect girlfriend. But as she and Mater grew closer, her needs grew too. She had moved in with Mater, and they slept together every night, but they never did anything. Why are
living
you
in
so
sin.
quiet? What?
They're living in
I
sin.
love that.
Yeah.
I love
Mater
they
is
slept
so
together every
sexy and
night, but
mysterious.
and mysterious. But they never did anything. I love that.
No.
That's beautiful.
Every night. She's unsatisfied. She shifts well. This is just. I think this is my favorite fic. Other than the Shrek one. Let's see. I also like that she would ask people about Mater's past relationships, and everyone's like, "Oh, sorry, miss, I'm gonna make my way down to market," and they don't want to talk to her about it. Let's see. Why are you so quiet, Holly? Mater asked. Holly focused back into the present, now noticed the now turned off TV and her boyfriend looking worldly at her. It's nothing, Mater, Holly said, giving him a reassuring smile. I know something's wrong, Holly, Mater said. Please, tell me. Holly searched his chocolate eyes for a moment before thinking up a plan. She smiled and rolled further, attaching her lips to Mater's. She smiled into the kiss and opened her mouth as Mater's tongue mapped out her mouth, like they had done so many times before. Holly extended her tire and placed it on the side of Mater's face, pulling him closer. Holly let out a small moan as Mater pulled his mouth away for air. Holly, Mater said, staring down at the Jaguar. I love you, Mater, Holly said, batting her windshield at her boyfriend.
Batting her windshield. That's beautiful. Hold on.
Do you think
Ghost
you're-
Hostess has a live comment. She said, all that research on fucking, and she couldn't even look at a picture of him before writing it. And Ghost Hostess was also upset that it wasn't true to Canon Car's Laurel. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, and it's hazel eyes, not chocolate. We're gonna have to go to the tapes for that.
Yeah, we gotta look it up.
I think Mater does have hazel eyes, actually. I think he's got a little green in the brown. I had to look at his dumbass driving past me in Cars Land every fucking day of my life if I wanted lunch. Let's see.
Yeah, this fanfic sounds like John Lasseter's first draft of Cars.
Oh, no. No, in John Lasseter's first draft of Cars, John Lasseter fucked the cars. As his Carsona that we used to sell at Off the Page at California Adventure, you could buy John Lasseter's car persona as a statue, and it was John Lasseter was the name of the statue, and it was like a California Woody was the car. In retrospect, very dark. Let's see. Fuck.
Think about that one, kids.
That's right. Let's see. She batted her windshield. Do you think when she batted her windshield, she's like, "Oh, Mater."
So romantic.
Wait, okay, so here we go. She could see that Mater was, if not already, mud in her tires. That's like a fucked up sex thing.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
cars. If you read my Transformers theorem on the subject, it's available through Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Cambridge Analytica.
Cambridge Analytica. True story.
I love ye too, Holly, Mater said as his girlfriend attached their lips again.
Attached?
Yeah, they attached their lips again. What's weird
Yeah.
about that? That's how people do it. Oh, wait, these are cars.
Oh man.
Mater let out a low groan as Holly painfully bit his lower lip. Now, have either of you ever thought of a more pleasurable sound than Larry the Cable Guy groaning in pleasure?
How do you think that sound like?
Ah, get her done.
That's the exact sound he made when he got cast into the Tooth Fairy 2. Oh, fuck.
Was he allergic to cinnamon too?
He
Yeah,
is.
of course
That was the Blue Collar Comedy tour. Okay, let's see. I keep getting lost in Mater's chocolate eyes.
They were biting each other's lips.
It is Hazel.
That's right. Okay, Holly's windshield was half shut, but she saw that Mater's eyes were fully closed as they kissed. Wait, so Holly had her eyes wide open? Why were they open?
Don't you kiss with your eyes wide open?
Yeah, like a fucking freak? Yeah, totally. Why? Mater's eyes grew wide, but one look into Mater's eyes grew wide, but one look into his girlfriend's alluring eyes, and he was helpless against her. Mater didn't respond, but followed Holly as she drove up the ramp leading to the upstairs bedroom. Would you call it upstairs if it's a ramp? Like, there's no stairs. Holly smiled as she looked in her mirror, watching Mater follow her like a lost puppy. She drove past the only locked door in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Holly had always wondered what lay hidden behind the door that Mater didn't want her to see. She had often contemplated removing the door whenever she was alone, but she didn't want to disobey his trust.
Wait,
So
removing the door?
Yeah, so she left it for him. She left it for him to tell her in his own time. Anyway, Holly looked in her mirror again as she entered their bedroom. She did a 180-degree turn and was caught off guard when Mater placed his lips on hers. He didn't attach them this time. Holly smiled into the kiss, slowly going in reverse until she felt her back fender hit the wall. That'll fucking cost you. She raised herself a bit on her left side when Mater separated their lips. Holly, are you sure you want to do this? He asked, his eyes searching hers. I've never been more sure of anything in my life, Holly reassured her boyfriend. Mater nodded his hood and helped her onto her hood. You okay? Mater asked. I'm fine, Holly assured her boyfriend as a swish sound made its presence known. It was the sound of her cap opening.
Oh!
Shit! And fluid slowly leaking out from it.
Oh no!
Oh,
They need a drip pan!
Oh!
Mater took one
Wait, so Holly's a car squirter? Oh,
Michael, they're just getting started. You're giving Mater too much credit. Mater took one last gulp of air before he hoisted himself on top of Holly as his own cap opened up. So just to understand the geometry of this scene, Holly is flat on her car back, and Mater has crawled onto her like a real fucking delay on the fucking I-5.
It's emissionary position.
Oh man.
You fucking got me there. It's pretty good. Let's see.
Thanks.
You ever seen a New Jersey turnback? Mater took one last gulp of air as he hoisted himself on top of Holly as his own cap opened up. Holly? He asked, in a quiet voice. Yes, Meta, Holly asked in a controlled tone. Every part of her body was aching for him. Have you ever done it with somebody before? Yeah.
Why is he being all demure?
Holly breathed out and spoke. No, she replied. Mater nodded his head. I don't know if I want to read this. Mater nodded his head. It's gonna hurt, Holly. I know, Holly said. Extending her tires out as she felt him against her opening. Mater slowly extended his thick wire. His thick!
What are we doing? What have we become?
He watched his tiny sparks
this is our
swirl
life.
around. Tiny sparks! There's so much oil! That's dangerous!
No, too much friction.
Sparks are flying. Mater took a deep breath before pushing his wire through the wall. You okay, Holly? He asked. Just give me a moment. Okay, Holly said, giving Mater the green light to continue on. Yeah, now you see that's fiction right there.
That's yeah.
That's a literary device. E.E. Cummings in her face. Now that's poetry in motion. That's Mater who said that. Mater grunted as it began to break out in a sweat. He hadn't done this in 25 some years.
How old is Mater?
I don't know how old he is. He's old. He used to be blue.
He hasn't done this in 25 some odd
It's been 25
years.
years. Some odd. Some even.
Dadgum.
He felt the familiar fire start to burn up inside of him. The familiar fire that warned him that he was close.
Oh.
I believe that's called a combustion engine. Holly, he said as he felt himself become tighter around her. Which, like, I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Mater, she shouted as he felt his wire being covered in fluid. With one final grunt, Mater felt the fluids running down his wire and exited Holly. The two cars panted hard for what seemed like years. Mater had reeled in his wire and closed his cap. Holly doing the same. Mater took a second before he carefully rolled off of Holly and helped her to her wheel. What a gentleman.
Yeah.
Chivalry is not dead.
She smiled at him and connected their lips. Thank you, Mater. Thank you, Mater. She said as Mater smiled his goofy smile. The two cars stayed like that for a while before they both fell asleep. Well, everybody, that was Popcorn Reading. Definitely the most disturbing one I've done.
Yeah.
I would say the most viscerally
By far my
upsetting one.
favorite.
That was
Maybe
your
I'm
favorite?
fucked up in the head, but yeah, that was definitely my favorite. I love the details of everything, but especially of the beginning when they were setting up like, okay, well, you have to know this about, I'm going off the Transformers theory of sex between robots, and then all the details that he added to that already existing, I don't know.
It's definitely
lore or
it's
whatever you
definitely
wanna
the
call it.
only pornography I've ever read that had an appendix. I agree. Tommy, what are your initial impressions? What'd you think?
I'm really upset we never get to learn what's behind the locked door that Mater has that Ollie's never seen.
It's the funniest fucking detail to me.
What the fuck?
There's three things in the
That-
story that are really funny to me. It's the locked door, like it's Jane Eyre. The fucking the swing that Mater used to ride on as a child. And the fact that Mater's moved into his ancestral home, a really nice 3-story townhouse. And that it has ramps instead of stairs. I really like all the details when they're setting the scene of the living room. It's like a nice powder blue. There's like flowers in the corner. There's just, this is what authors call sensory details. They really put you in the scene.
Right.
So that's Seductress, a Cars fan fiction by Just Spirky. You can check it out on fanfiction.net if you like. That's Just, J-U-S-T, Spirky, S-P-I-R-K-Y. Guys, any last thoughts about Mater's torrid love life or his secret affair 25 years ago? His invalid wife that he keeps locked in the 3rd story of his townhouse? Or about the Cars franchise in general?
Just how
I wanna do a
thick
whole
are his
separate-
wires?
Yeah, I want to know about that for sure. That's one of my. I have at least 5 questions, but I do want to do a whole separate stream on what is possibly in the closet of that we can't. The locked door behind Mater's 3-story townhome.
What I'm picturing is a Chevron car with headlight eyes.
Ka-chow.
That's what I'm thinking. Tommy, you raise a good point. It could be Lightning McQueen's opponent, Chick Hicks's body. It also could be the body of the King from Cars 1.
Oh shit.
He's voiced by like an actual NASCAR guy, isn't he? Is that Dale Earnhardt? Is it Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
It could be. I'm not sure.
I went to a NASCAR race as a kid
Yeah.
at what's the name of the speedway? It's in the Bay Area. And you know what I found out?
What?
2 things. Lots of free soda, very boring. I did get to meet Jeff Gordon. That was cool. I got a signed hat.
Whoa.
I have no idea what kind of career that guy has, but I remember his name. The Kellogg's driver was there too, and I got a hat from him by pretending to be a different kid.
This is me. I'm Kyle. I got mustache now.
Hey, daughter. Hey, Francisco Siglione. I'm a big fan of the sport. I got a Sprite in one hand and a Dale Earnhardt in the other. So that's my experience with NASCAR. That and just seeing Talladega Nights. Have either of you ever been to a NASCAR game or race? Fuck, I fucked it up. Everyone knows I'm a fake fan.
I had once as a kid, and I remember just getting tons of swag. Like just me and my friend, we were like in 4th or 5th grade, and we just went around just getting all kinds of shit. And I remember there was a huge line to get out. So me and my friend both had soaps from we probably had like 9 soaps in our bag, and we were just like on my friend's dad's windshield, just letting the soaps go down. And that was the most. I don't remember anything else from the race, but I remember the fucking soap race on the car. So.
That's pretty fun, actually. I really like that.
Yeah, that was fun.
Tommy, do you have any experience with NASCAR or racing?
Yeah, as a kid, my dad would take me, but like it was so loud. I remember I had to have like these obnoxiously like huge ass like earphones to just drown out the sound. But yeah, I remember all the swag too. I was literally like just a walking advertisement. Like I looked.
It's true. They
Yes.
give out a lot of
Cars.
stuff. Yeah, no. So
As
that's
in the
basically my
nature of the sport.
experience. That's all of our NASCAR experiences. Now, I do know one young man from the Bay Area. His name's John Lasseter. He had many NASCAR experiences, and that inspired him to be a problem that we don't have to deal with anymore. So that's a little bit about the Cars franchise, a little bit about NASCAR, and I like to think we all learned a little bit about ourselves. So thank you for joining us for Popcorn Reading here tonight. I've been your host, Kyle. You can check me out at twitch.tv/talkies, TALKIEZ. You can find my friend Michael Porter and Tom Bauer there as well. Michael or Tommy, did you have anything you wanted to plug before the end of the night?
I love you.
I love you too, Tommy. What about you, Mitchie P?
My cap is open and I'm ready for
Oh,
someone to
shit.
plug it. Actually, so
Michael, put
let's
your
just
wires
say
back
if you
in.
got a thick wire, come on through.
Oh, all I have is an aux cord. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Stay safe out there, and remember, Kachiga.
Good job.